this is a remote viewing demonstration conducted for the Sunday London Times. The objective has been determined by the reporter from the Sunday London Times, and it has been written up into the proper order by him. So, Tony, if you would give the monitors the objectives. Okay. They're both doing the same objective. Two different kinds of viewers here. This is what we call a conceptual viewer, and John is what we call a physical viewer. So the data will be different, but the same.
3:50 is the time.
Let us leave.
Monitors dock start. Directive is let us leave.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right, prepare to access the objective.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go
Prepare
ahead.
to access the objective.
Okay.
7221
Mhm.
0981.
7221 0981. Okay, page 2. Prepare to
Okay.
access the objective.
Prepare to scan the
Prepare to
objective.
Yeah.
scan the objective.
7221
Yeah.
0981.
7221 0981.
Karina. Coding backwards.
Taking an upslant.
Okay.
Over top.
Hard.
Around, down in, out, to corner,
Pointed
back
part.
in.
This is
There's like a hardness to this density, and there's a
this is like a
an elongated.
energetic bit to me. It's some more of a
Elongated.
conceptual energetic.
Okay, B
Okay,
is
so-
the subject.
Solid parting.
C. There's like a reaching movement.
Moving in opposite ways.
Reaching movement.
And
And
play.
there's a red. It's kind of
And,
red. Bit red.
Frequent.
This is
And
It's kind of like the subject is in a sort of dynamic movement.
Standing?
copycat or
Huh?
something.
Standing?
W equals. Did you do W's?
It's more
Did
like
you W's? W equals? No? Okay.
the
Just one.
subject is
Copycat.
there's like it's like a bending over, bending
Planking sound.
from a
Pointed aspects.
standing position, like a reaching over, bending, reaching. Yeah, kind of like over the head or something, reaching feel, and a towards something,
Kind of
reaching toward.
departure for something.
Did you catch that something yet?
No, not yet.
Congealed.
There's a orange, and it's kind of bumpy. Subject surface skin is sort of it's kind of hard to touch it. Feels really weird. It's like a bluish tint on skin. There's almost like if you touch your tongue to a battery.
I don't have a clue.
Taste, you know?
I'm just picking up kind of an idea in this scan. Actually, it's a scan of an
Battery
idea.
taste.
Like something. Like when.
There's a cylindrical aspect near the subject. Your subject. And Very strange coating around the skin, coating on skin.
I don't know. Just getting very conceptual, so I'm ready to go on to the next scan because
Okay.
that's a concern. Okay.
Page 3,
There's this-
prepare to scan the objective again. 7221.
Sort of like a,
0981.
That's a reaching.
Okay.
yeah, right.
Curving up.
Yeah, kind of like,
Curving up.
it's like reaching back
Angle.
over.
Curving upwards.
2, 3, scan.
Okay, page 3.
Okay.
Prepare to scan the objective again.
Okay.
7, 2, 2,
Softer.
1, 0, 9, 8, 1.
A colon. So again, upward. Upward, I get a corner. Over. Edge down.
Subject. Natural.
Down in and out.
Specific.
It's a bit soft.
Suspended and
Bit soft.
I don't mean like
And
necessarily hanging from there. I mean like
there's a
a crosswords. You know what I mean?
Okay.
it's
So
also a hardness to it.
Yeah, but I'm going to try to
Tough.
make this more physical if I
And
can.
it's blocky.
Um,
B is a structure. Let me go back to artificial or natural in a sec. Okay, so it's got these like kind of it's got this kind of like bevel on it. Beveled, and it's sort of it's got a flat top. Flat top, beveled edge.
momentary stasis before separation.
And it's kind of rounded. Seems to be rounded.
Are we talking about the cylindrical thing?
Oh, we might be, yeah. Yeah. And it's tan. I get tans, and I get seems to be
Yellow
lifted in
and
some way.
something.
Lifted.
Silvery
And
around the subject.
yeah, it seems to be cylindrical. It's got the ridges on it.
Any motion to this?
It's almost screen-like. There's like a screen-like aspect to it as well.
Into
Any what?
Motion? Energetics?
something new. So
There
like,
might be a
you know, there's somebody, but it's like
thicker. There's almost a thicker feeling when you go into it, but that's probably
I'm just
the.
only gonna draw this huge hand on top of this person. But it's
Thicker feeling
metaphorical, you know.
inside.
This is like
And it's oh man.
wait a minute. And then the subject
How about
moves
temperatures?
and
Huh?
Temperatures?
Yeah, there's like a fluctuating temperature temps inside,
separates
and sort of a
things into two paths.
like it's warmer in spots near the bottom. Near bottom, and it's
Yes.
Prepare to scan the objective
In
again.
a second.
now there's a thickness around it because it's there's a thickness near the base, near base in the air, sort of hovering as you go up higher. It's like it's
And
really
we could do
interesting
a
because
totally different
it's
aspect here, because I'm
The thickness you said.
well, it's an orangey,
Prepare to scan
orange
the objective again.
orange energy
okay.
7221.
slash thickness.
0981.
It's an atmospheric thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
atmospheric, and then more blue near the top and lighter. Near top, it's atmospheric. keep getting this aspect of bubbles. I don't know what it is. Bubbles.
What am I getting? I don't know what I'm getting here.
Maybe bubbles around it, things popping around it.
Looping,
Any
cross,
other sounds?
and then
Huh?
Any other sounds?
curving, upward, angle, horizontal.
Just word equals worship.
Cross.
Get that out. You know other sounds now. So I have this sort of beveled top. There's that sort of a sort of rounded. This orange, thick, then bluer up here, orange down here.
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Feeling okay.
I didn't even probe it.
1, 2, 3.
I know, I always skip that part, but I go back to it.
Prepare to
And
scan the objective again.
lumpy,
Yeah, hold on.
and B is subject, and natural, and it's just very
Right.
curious to me because there's like this whole sense of
7,
waiting for something
2,
and waiting for this
2,
whole.
1, 0, 9.
There's
3,
something in
1.
stasis, and it's waiting
Hey, colon.
for the next
Get an
part,
upward,
which is a
down in,
big change. It's
into
like a big-
point,
Change,
out,
transformation, metamorphosis.
down into point,
It is. It's like there was one. You know, yeah. This
and
is
then
like
out.
part A is
Right.
here, and then part B is here. Okay.
Somewhere in between.
No. There's like a timeline here,
And it feels soft.
and this is where you start, and this is
And,
right the now. Okay, and this is the end, or just ongoing, and the now. Like over here, there was like one
And it's sort
thing,
of,
one idea.
rubbery or stretch.
And then you have your person in it,
B.
like the person.
It really feels like an energetic. Energetic.
See,
Natural or artificial?
copycat.
Feels
and there's like
natural.
putting something together.
It's
It's
almost like a movement.
there's like something that solidifies right here, and this
Okay,
person's like in
so,
some kind of holding pattern
see.
stasis, something.
It's kind of pastel.
Before there's this big
pastel colors. And,
change right here. Okay,
We've got
and then there's more than one
a
path.
graduation of colors.
I'll
Graduation.
work this too. There's a divergence. I'll just say. I don't know. X marks.
It's very soft, like cotton candy, kind of soft.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like cotton candy.
Page 5 for the collector.
Cotton candy soft. It's almost like a movement like it relates to the subject's movement, you know?
Is it still like a reaching out,
What's a stretching?
stretching?
It kind of goes downward, though. You know, it's kind of like boom, 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 downward, a downward energy, like falling feel.
It actually has like bumps or steps.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, seems like that. Seems that way. Morph with that. I can see star patterns in the energy, and
It's like maybe there's something unknown but not unexpected. It's like a point of departure.
it's kind of drifting,
like red.
drifting feel.
And I keep saying something that's silvery. And there's like
And,
this weird brightness around the outer edge. Something sparkly in the distance.
subject in stasis? Or
Yeah,
the
I'm not getting
situation?
too much on this. I don't know why.
No, there's a real subject.
Okay, I'll, stick my hands in it and
Right.
see. Well, it's very fuzzy. It's another one of those kind of
Right.
ambivalent
At the end of it all.
energetics.
Um,
It's got these sort of
it's bright at the
it's
end.
got these layers, like these graduated layers of pastel colors.
I'm not sure.
And the movement is stretching.
Yeah, the movement is
Beginning of
sort of
the
this
Uh-huh.
slow tumbling. Slow
No,
tumbling downward.
I'm just picking this up like this big conceptual idea. I'm trying to get more physical with it.
Where do
I
you
think
go?
my
John
brain's a little
Wayne.
burnt out today.
I don't know
at this
why.
point.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's almost there are elastic
Combined into
aspects, but
something.
I have to say that
Solid.
it's this tumbling downward feel. Okay,
right
let's move on.
before
Sort of
the
it
point
seems to do it rather slowly though,
where it
downward.
goes into two separate things.
Hey,
Okay.
Let me do a general sketch, okay?
Page 5.
What page am I on? 6? Okay.
Scan 1. Which was your subject?
Okay, you got this one
3.
subject here. And then you have this outside influence. Okay, that's like
Okay,
the big
the
hand,
hand,
okay?
okay.
That's the outside influence.
Or 1. Okay.
Okay, and then you have this, and you have this. And it's like this person.
Okay, so the subject is objects around. Let me just
Laughing.
objects around.
At me.
We're just passing notes.
Oh.
There are,
Like innate weird things.
yeah, it just feels like there are
Is it like real cluttered around?
yeah, it's cluttered and sort of how do I say it? I keep seeing this wireframe.
That's kind of brightness.
Word employee. What?
In front? Or
Stuff.
Yeah, it just seems to be in an area that's
This is outside influence in this subject, and this is like the big
behind.
change. But this
Yeah, sort
person's
of,
right now in stasis in the moment of the viewing.
That's
You
very
know, it's like in
strange.
this moment of
Because,
stasis, like where
I can't figure
Okay,
out the
look.
subject, which is odd
Uh-huh.
thing. I can't figure out subject because it's odd.
Stasis,
Any
indecision,
subjectives out of this?
inability to act.
no,
It's
No.
odd. There's something feels really
No,
odd
there's a
about
waiting.
it.
it's not an inability to act. It's like a waiting
Any
because
emotions from
you have to. Because
Yeah, well,
Unconscious.
there's a lot of there seems to
hold
be a
on.
lot of
sorry,
what is that? It's like I gotta root that out. It's kind of like
I don't know.
Okay. I'll keep it here.
God, I can't figure it out.
Like an intention? Wants to
Okay,
do something?
man, I just
Not
want to do
really,
an
it's
M48
more-
matrix instead, but
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
doing
taking
this just
so
because
long.
it'll make
I
it
just
easier
can't
for everybody
figure
else
this
who's
out.
watching this later. You know, when they get this.
Right here.
Yeah, V.
There's something just very because this subject is related to the energetic movement,
Right.
and there's something very rubbery about it, but I don't know why. It's very rubbery, kind of like see, because the way it's moving, the way it bends back, it kind of bends back over itself, which is just
Sketch it out.
huh?
Sketch that.
Well, if it's going this way, all of a sudden it bends back this way, right? You know what I'm saying? In a strange contorted manner.
Okay. You want to move on?
No, actually, this is just, it's really strange, so I've got to try and figure this out. Okay, it's like the movement of the subject. Within the movement, there are these white whips. I think, there are objects around. Objects is cluttered, like glasses, cluttered glasses, and that's an IS, that's high level. Glasses and, let's get that out of the way. And it's because there are cylindrical aspects and there are feelings of this glass. There is also just a high level, it feels like there are chairs because of
I don't know.
of these
Is your subject in physical
sort of stick.
Oh, it's the subjects and physicals. It just, yeah, sorry, I'm sloppy.
That's okay. Just wanted to make sure because you didn't mention that.
And
Yeah.
All right. Before a point of
Okay.
All right. Concept.
yeah, there's
just
a
can't-
definite energetic movement that the subject is doing, flipping over or something. Energetic movement. I go to number 3
Yeah.
or number 2, right?
Right, which is a structure.
The structure.
Scan 2 structure.
Right.
Right there.
Yeah.
Now this thing had an exterior and an interior, right?
Paraphysical
Is
interest.
that what you were
The structure?
You went in?
Okay.
You were
Well, yeah,
saying-
it
But
seemed
that's not like the
it,
focal.
Okay.
Okay. It's not.
Tangential, you know what I
Okay.
mean? It's
Right.
like, whatever, ghosts
Um,
around or something, but it's like,
Right.
it's not the central aspect.
it's weird. It's like this feels solid. It feels very solid, but the stuff around it. I mean, this is like what, atmospheric or something? I can't figure that out either. It's like
Are you still seeing those bubbles?
something, I don't know,
Yeah.
circular aspect somewhere. Okay, well, I get a yellowish tan feel, yellow tan feel, and it's like a
You get what you
some green in there. Aspects of see that?
I don't know, I'm stuck on that.
Okay.
I just keep getting
Yeah,
also
you know.
these heavy
Blend it
striated,
Yes.
And then we'll go from there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
aspects to it.
When you say
A lot like the
aspects,
last session, huh?
Where are those?
Oh, kind of like that. Well, it seems to go back and forth between that and sort of like a mesh
Okay.
effect, Sense that there's like a energy that runs through it, energy runs through it. It's kind of it's really it feels different on the inside than it does on the outside. Kind of energetically, atmospherically, it's like outside there are these more shorter frequency, higher frequency energies occurring than inside. Inside seems more maybe directional or buzzing, Outside, yeah, it's like going one way,
It's like a vertical orientation?
I guess, yeah, at this point. And outside is shorter frequency energy. Okay.
Any sounds associated with the energy?
No. Well, I mean, it's got this
it doesn't
top
have
to
to
it. It's
be-
got this sort of beveled top. It's got this side to it, which is, I don't know. It's
I'm really having difficulty
it's
with this
thin.
one.
It's thin-sided, thin-walled. It's got this sort of mesh frame thing on the inside of it as well. It's kind of layered. Got a layered aspect to it. And then the inside seems
say that
just
again?
The
rather
situation that was kept together, that
hollow and dark.
kept something together.
I don't know what it is.
Situation.
Down at the bottom, I think there are
Difficult
these
for that person?
structural aspects like this, you know.
Yeah, actually, I want to look at some of the early stuff to look at some of the sketches and
Is the
stuff.
density inside, is it more dense inside?
Turns into something new. Can't be.
No, not really.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be. It seems to be maybe open on the bottom or something, you know, like open on bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
Then move on, I guess.
That will be your energetics. The bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Is this the same as the reaching, or is it something else?
Oh, this is it's a white puffiness, and it's
Does this represent a singular?
it's got
sentence?
this
A
downward
group that
swirling
has to keep things
motion.
together? Or you just sense a person?
And it's
You know, like in
It's
the
got a
last
sound
thing we
associated
viewed, you
with
know, it's like you get all this idea of like a crowd or something. It's not like
Like
that. It's more like a,
screaming, or like voices, you know.
Voices?
Sort of a spiral down.
Continuous sound, or off and on?
No, you know, off and on. And
I'm not sure. I'm feeling really stuck right now. Give me something else to do so that I can get out of this. Yeah, give me something else to do.
Is this
I want you
related
to focus on
to...
outside.
I'm getting a, you know, like a
Okay, yeah,
physical
that's a good
reaction of
idea.
myself. An off-kilter. I feel like
Associated with the objective.
I feel like
How it relates to the objective.
Yeah.
Outside influence.
Okay.
like my chair is moving up and down.
Is energetic is related to some structural thing?
I don't know yet, you know. It might be. There's a puffiness like around the energetic as it goes down, you know, like. As it moves down, yeah. I don't know. There's a It's like it's turning and.
Tumbling?
Yeah, you know, it's like a tumbling feel. That's what it feels like. Voices in it.
Inside.
Yeah. I mean, I hear like voices. Okay.
What's around?
Oh, right. You know, like I'm not sure if this is a conceptual.
Do you sense that
Or,
the
you know what I'm
outside
saying?
action is, or outside
Um,
influence is directed towards the subject?
Nothing.
Or just the event?
It doesn't seem like anything.
Is it directed in any
Go to
way, or is it
GS.
just general?
Okay. Figure out how these fit together.
Yeah. So it's keeping. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a.
Okay, GS. So I've got subject, structure. Okay, I'm not sure, you know, I mean, these elements seem to be rather discarnate from each other, you know?
Yeah, don't force it.
Yeah, I need to figure out how they are together because I got 3 different elements. I've got the structure, the subject, and the energy. The structure is weird, okay, because this is what I feel. It's like, it's got this... See, it just seems like there's this energetic through it, you know what I mean? Like, energy through it. It goes one direction. Right?
When you say one, you're saying like up or down, or just...
Oh, I don't know what this...
vertical?
Oh, up,
I'm not
up,
sure if
just
it's more. I'm not sure if
vertical
it's
in
two.
general.
I'm not sure.
Sort of
I just know
thing,
it's more
yeah.
than one.
And, so that, we've got that. It's got these aspects to it, these squarish things
Are each
here.
of parts equal? Is it balanced? Is one better than another? Is it
Squared
more?
aspects. I don't know what.
Could both
Um,
happen?
Oh yeah, you know, one's better
There's-
than the other.
It's a very atmospheric
But
feeling.
both are
you know?
okay.
And we've got this sort of downward
Okay.
here.
I'll write that
This
down.
is puffy.
That's your tumbling thing.
Yeah, it's like a tumbling type of energy. Now, maybe it's related to this. I'm not sure yet. And
What ends up being the deciding factor? The subject?
now the subject
The outside
confuses me because I get it in this sort of.
It's kind of an energetic
Does the
too.
subject have any
The subject's almost an energetic as well, but
Switching.
yeah, you know, there's a definite feel like a relationship between the subject and the energetic because of the same types of odd movements.
Where would that lay
Yeah.
in relation?
So I put it off in this area.
Okay.
Just keep it there for now. Try to decipher this later in the matrix.
Okay, matrix. First pass. Consensus.
There's a turning.
Do you have any
That's
sense of
more
the
an
subject?
energetic, though.
Does it have a say in what direction it takes?
Yeah.
Or is it outside influence
Turning
that
motion.
makes the decision?
Turning motion and turning downward like that.
No.
Turning spiral.
It's a spiral.
Yeah, motion of energy downward.
No, it's internal to the subject, but the outside influence is what keeps it in that moment of stasis.
Senses.
Okay.
Black.
That stasis, what does that mean to you?
And
Are they conscious? Are they aware?
it's strange, you know, it's just
You know
like
what?
this dead space.
Actually, I have to really use the bathroom because I didn't get a bathroom break before this because I got kind of
Dead
herded in here real quick.
space.
Yeah.
I'm going to take like a
Any tips?
2-minute break, okay?
But it's weird because in
No,
this,
Zoom.
it's just like
Okay.
this,
So,
this sort of like dead space. I can't figure out what that is either.
And that's an atmospheric too, right?
Yeah, dead space. Okay. Again, you know, I keep getting that turning. Magnitudes. Short, structurally. And,
Short but wider
it's
than
really,
tall.
you know, it's really weird, okay, because like, okay, like I get this subject, right, and the subject, I get this like sort of weird, like slow motion thing happening, like as, it's almost like a slow motion in action sort of thing, you know, like, oh no, it's you know what I'm saying?
Write that down.
Subject in a sort of slow motion action scene. Like, oh no, and like, reaching around and then spiraling downward, like, oh no. Reaching around and spiraling downward. The subject is very, okay, let me just do what just go on my tangent here.
Right.
There's a wispiness to subject, and a sort of caught in a cycle feeling. I don't know what that is. There's a caught in a cycle, in a cycle in a, sort of subject seems to be saying something as they're moving. Saying something.
Is it a phono?
See, well, yeah, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this. Okay, we got that motion energy going down, right? Every time it goes like that, there's like subjects saying the same thing. It's like a loop that keeps happening over and over again.
Okay, why don't you?
This is like the energetic,
Right.
Subject saying same thing each time.
Yeah, at each point.
And it's kind of like this same thing, and there's just this like white puffiness associated with this, like a energetic, like it reminds me of just like a smoke trail kind of thing. What that would look like.
That's
like
the
a cotton candy kind of like
that's the wispiness?
Yeah, like this thing, like whiteness.
And it's more wispy than granular?
No, the subject is, yeah, it's pretty wispy, it's cold.
Okay, cool.
It just reminds me of cloud, very cloud-like, very cloud-like, very cloud-like. Okay, let me move on.
Okay. Let's get back in the matrix.
Yeah, right.
Topos?
Okay, much better.
Let me get it. Here. Where am I?
Topos.
Okay. It's a circular, structurally,
Cylindrical?
Yeah,
Still got that?
yeah, right.
Okay. Resume. Give me a second here.
Okay.
It's a graininess. Okay, energetics, get that spiral. I already did the energetics pretty much. There's also this rushing feel, like a rushing energetic.
In what direction is that?
Downward. Energetic downward.
Any sound associated with that?
Nah, just, I don't know, probably. Let me see. Yeah, it might be making a sound. I'll move on though.
Okay. Subjectives?
Okay. The subject is sort of weird. It's just like that same movement over and over again.
Let me just,
Sort
I'm
of
just
like
going to kind of
a
review this and
slow-mo.
see if I can.
Slow-mo.
Where I want to pick up.
Okay.
Like almost like reaching out to grab something, slow-mo, reaching out to grab something.
Are you getting anything like fear or something like that?
Let me see. Let's see. Let me get to
end
the
it
subject
now?
later on. I just want
I'm
to run
not
through the
done.
matrix. Then can I focus on the subject later, or
Oh, sure.
what do you want me to do?
Do
We
a
need
couple
to
of
end
things.
session.
Oh, we do?
You want to do that, or do you want
It's time to end.
You want to stand?
I didn't really get into
Oh,
it
we have
yet.
to. Okay, right. Sorry.
Okay.
You got any last things you want to kick out?
No. No, we'll just end it.
Pick this up tomorrow.
Can we pick it up tomorrow, or after hours or something? I didn't finish. I mean, I was just starting to get.
That's
I
all
was
right.
just-
I mean, we can keep going at another time.
Can't do it now.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Just wrap it now.
Okay,
Right,
gotcha.
I know. Okay. So we started late.
That's all right. That's.
I know, I didn't know about that. You were supposed to start at 3 and...
Right.
Oh. All right. Well,
Okay.
we can go back into it.
Let's go back into
later
it.
on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we had to artificially stop the session because of time. This was supposed to start at 3 and be done by 4:30.
Oh.
Okay.
We have to wrap.
I know we have to wrap. I know we do because
Lock
it's
the
got.
building on us if we...
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. The building closes at 5:30, so we've got to get everybody out.
Can you pick this up manana?
Yeah, or
Okay. Can we finish
later
it
today
or
or
later
something.
today or something?
Well, Tony, are you going to be here tomorrow?
They'll be here tomorrow.
yeah, he'll be here.
Maybe finish it tomorrow.
Okay. I was just starting to get into it. It was slow getting started for me because we had done that session not too long ago. Let's take through that. Oops, so sorry. Okay, well, what I'm going to do now is assign some homework and then go over some things. If I can, out of data. I assign a lot of homework in this class. Oh, so sorry. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. Homework. Number one, I'm going to give you guys 3 fake objectives. You're going to know what they are. And what I want you to do is to do 3 scans for each of these 3 fake objectives. This is going to help you get some practice laying out each of the scan pages and each of the elements of the scan. So the first one is going to be the Loch Ness Monster. Now you're not really going to be viewing the Loch Ness Monster. You're going to do 3 scans. The first scan, if I gave you Santa Claus, for example, the first scan you might get a subject and describe something red and jolly and fat, and the second one you might get, let's see, water, and then you might get the aspects of snow, and the third one you might get a reindeer or something. Okay, so do that for the Loch Ness Monster. That would be A. B would be the sinking of the Titanic. And C is going to be, let's see. My brain's fried. Give me an objective, Mike.
I'm sorry.
I need an objective right away.
Oh, okay.
Something famous.
Vatican.
The Vatican. That's the Catholic in you.
The last 2 are not fake.
No. I meant they're
Oh,
fake.
yes, they are.
They're things that are there. You gotta dress like a priest, you know, Mike.
That's the Catholic in you too. Recovering Catholic, I should say. So, yeah, I meant fake only in that you're not literally viewing it.
Oh, it won't be.
Because you know the answer.
Because you know the answer, so to speak. But it's okay, you might get real stuff even while you're doing it. Whatever.
It's just a practice.
It's a practice the format. Exactly, simulated scans. To torture you. Yeah, just to get the format down and to practice the ideograms and stuff like that. Yeah. And then what I want you to do, number 2, is some what we call ideogram drills. And these are boring as heck, but it's going to help you. I see a lot of ideograms that are kind of all over they're way too long or too undefined. And so I want you to do 2 pages of each of the basic 6 ideograms just to get your hand used to making different kinds of shapes. I see a lot of people in ideogram rut from looking at these sessions, the same one every time. So 2 pages of each of the types, okay? Mountain, water, flat surface, structure, energetics, subject, okay. Okay, and then that's it. That's all the homework for tonight. It's not that bad. Tomorrow night will be much worse. Oh, no, one more thing. Beach parties tomorrow night, exactly. Now, number 3. Too many minutes of that theta tape. I'm going to actually give you something to view tonight, okay, up to the general sketch. And the directive on it is homework headache, and your numbers are 7, 8, 9, 9, 14, 92. Okay.
You recommend they view first or view last?
Whatever they want to do, it's up to them.
Okay.
You might even want to do the homework if you're tired. Do the homework tonight and then get up early and do the session before you come to class. And that's totally acceptable. But so far so good. Tomorrow will be a really interesting day. There'll be lots of interesting things we're going to view, and we're getting into the real essential parts of the session next. And sorry, I'm a little spacey right now. One too many sessions and interviews and things. So any questions, anything we've covered so far? Everyone's burnt out? Okay, that's it.
You mentioned doing dinner.
Dinner. Would people like to get together for dinner?
We have a sunset photo.
We can't get together, but we're hoping you guys do. So why don't people pick places, and anyone have an idea of what kind of food they'd like, and I can tell you where to go. And if you're still there after the photo, I can stop by. Huh? Y'all don't want to eat together?
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll end up somewhere. We just don't know where yet.
Same job.
Do you have any recommendations?
To what?
Thai or Chinese?
Huh?
Get a big price-wise. Cheap.
Cheap?
Tasty.
Okay, then I suggest you go to the Terry Cafe, which is Japanese food, and it's really cheap. And you get to sit outside or inside. And it is, from here, you take El Camino Real.
Hold on.
No, okay, wait a minute. I'm assuming you guys know everything. They don't know anything. Okay.
Know where the El Camino.
Okay. Get out on the Palomar Oaks,
Okay.
and then take a left on Palomar Airport Drive. And yes, I'm sure it's a left. Okay?
We're going which way on Palomar? Ocean
Away
or-
from
You're going away from the ocean. You'll be going east. And then you're going to hit lights at El Camino Real. And it's right past the airport. You can't miss it. It's big interchange. El Camino Real, ELCAMINO REAL. You take a left. You go down. A left on El Camino, so you'll be heading north. And then you go, you're going to keep going. You've got to go through some lights. You're going to go over Highway 78. Right after you go over Highway 78, there's a road there called Vista Way. Yeah, that's where you guys are staying. That's right. That's the access road, okay? Now, if you were going to go to your hotel, you'd take a right there, but you're going to take a left at the lights. Left at Vista Way, and then just go into the Target parking lot and go past the Target, and you'll see the Terry Cafe there past the Target. It's in a little self-standing, circular, funky little building, and the food's really good, and they have got really good dinners for like $5, and they've got everything vegetarian stuff and meat eater stuff. They have got teriyaki and noodles. It's a noodle house, really, but they have stuff with rice and stuff. It's a good place to go. And you can eat outside or inside. And something for everyone there, I would think. And it's cheap.
Breakfast place in the morning.
Great. Okay, while we're waiting, I want to mention this Einstein Factor book by Wim Wenger, PhD. In there are a number of different accelerated learning techniques that will enhance remote viewing. However, the technique that is most beneficial is what is called image streaming. Image streaming is practiced on a daily basis for a minimum of 20 minutes a day. And in the beginning, that 20 minutes will feel like 20 hours. It's very difficult to do, but it's very simple technique to do. Speaking aloud with your eyes closed, you describe the images that you see with your eyes closed. Speaking aloud so that your ears can hear it. You may want to audio tape those image streams until you're familiar with them, and so speaking into a tape recorder is good also, so you can play them back and hear them, but it's not critical. I do not audio tape my image streams, but done on a daily basis, sitting in the corner late at night or early in the morning, closing your eyes and simply describing what you see and going with that description wherever it takes you. The key to it is speaking it out loud and doing it for 20 minutes. It creates a feedback loop. The speaking aloud creates a feedback loop to your brain. And your brain uses parts of your brain that are dormant. It awakens them up. When they did the scientific tests and they were looking at PET scans of the brain, different areas lit up. PET scans, brain scans, PET. Scott, do you know the actual term? Okay. But it's a scan of the brain, and it measures what areas of the brain are being used during various procedures. So,
Is it transdimensional system?
yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Supposed to be popping in as Prue or John here?
Not yet.
Not
What
yet.
can I do for you?
I'm supposed to be here today.
What's your name?
Brett.
Brett? What?
Carter.
Okay, Brett, how are you? Mike Faber. Come in and have a seat.
Okay.
We're in an informal point. Image streaming, you must do this for 21 days in a row to have this measurable effect. But as remote viewers, we would like you to do it every single day of your life from now on. You will get to the point where you are describing Technicolor movies. That's what that's what's actually occurring when you close your eyes. Your subconscious mind provides visual imagery, and you're able to describe it in Hollywoodian terms eventually. At first, you may only see amorphous shapes and colors. At first, you may see nothing. And that's what you were describing. You're closing your eyes and you're saying, I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing just a black void. And that black void goes on forever. But wait, there's a blue color emerging down at the bottom of my sight. And you continuously are talking through this process for 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes will not get the desired effect. More than 20 minutes enhances the effect, but 20 minutes is the target time. The key is speaking out loud. If you don't do it out loud, your ears can't hear it and your brain can't create this feedback loop. The feedback loop in your brain is what does the trick. There are other advanced techniques in the book that I had mentioned that you'll discover for yourselves. This is a book of discovery, and it is one of the most exciting discoveries you can imagine. I encourage you to experiment with all of the techniques in here. They're all valid, they're all incredibly helpful, and you can email me at mike@largeuniverse to find out which of these I use in my cool down. It's a lot of fun. So, talk about homework. Let's talk about homework. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Wayne.
I wanted to know if you could do a 30-second demonstration of that process.
Yes, please.
A 30-second, well, sure. Hold on a second. Red with orange streaks in it, bursting into yellow, with blue around the edges. Here comes a white horse. A white horse is galloping left to right. There's wings on the horse. It's a Pegasus, and it's lifting off. It's going across my vision, and oh my gosh, it's just turned around in midair. It's coming back to Earth. There's a little boy in the corner. He's looking up at the Pegasus, and what he sees, he's got flowers in his hand. He's offering the flowers to the horse. The horse has got down on his front knees. There's water in the background. There's a tree way off in the distance. The tree has fruit in it, red fruit, and in the fruit there's some sort of creature in the tree. I can't see. The trees are ruffling caused by the movement of the creature. There's water, a stream in front of the tree. Fruit is falling from the tree into the stream, and it's moving on down the stream. That's the sort of thing that you want. You're describing in live, real terms what's going on. You're not saying, I see this and I see that. You're describing the actual thing in real time as it occurs. Usually it starts out with just colors. When I image stream a lot, so things happen quickly when I do that. And I could go on forever. It's kind of goofy if you've got family members. They kind of say you're sitting over in the corner going nuts. But believe me, it is the single most effective tool a remote viewer can use outside of the protocols. Yes?
Do you recommend setting like a little kitchen timer so you have your 20 minutes rather than...
Yeah, oh yeah, don't be conscious of the time. Set an egg timer first. And then put it up far enough away so you don't hear it ticking. You don't want distractions, and you want to find a quiet corner to do this. I dim the lights, I set the mood. I don't want any distraction, don't want any bright lights, don't want any sound in the room. I don't use my cool down to get there. I use my subconscious, let my subconscious do all the work.
Do you sit or lay?
I curl up in the corner I like to feel support. I like to know that I'm in touch with Engel. So I go into a corner and face out. So I've got the walls, two walls protecting me, because you go places fast. You go weird places. So you feel grounded at all times. That's for me. My wife lays down and does it when she does image streaming. Okay, let's talk about shifting gears. Let's talk about last night's homework. Did we all get it all done? I'm sure we did. Any questions on the first part doing these practice sessions. Yes, Scott?
I have 3 questions. The first one, after the numbers are read, like the 2 rows of
Yes,
numbers,
what we call the tag.
after the tag is read, we're to doodle immediately, or we're to write down one of the 6 ideograms immediately?
Well, the 6 ideograms are the doodle. Your ideogram is always going to be one of these, nothing else. Your brain will give you, at this stage, some distorted picture of one of these. That's what we want on there. The doodle is this. This is a doodle, this is a doodle. These are all doodles, but they are also archetypical ideograms. They're direct communications from your subconscious as to what this session is all about.
Okay, now, what do those correlate to? Number 1?
Number 1 is what we call a subject, any sentient being, past, present, future, physical or
Would you define the
paraphysical.
rest of them?
Yes. So that is a subject ideogram. It is the simplest form of a body. Any variation of this is acceptable. Yesterday we looked at a session from Kathy who had pretty much circles. It was the rafting session, and she drew a beautiful archetypical ideogrammatical session that had a number of round circles in it. Well, those were subjects. Those are the people in her general sketch. The second one, this wavy line, or a variation of it, excuse me. Hi. Nope. Cancel it. Okay, the second one is a wavy line. That is a representation of water. Okay? This is the ideogram for water. If you get a wavy line, this is Prue calling. So, hi, you're interrupting class. Okay. She knows better. Okay, this is the ideogram for water. Any variation of that is water. Okay? Usually it is a flat or a horizontal wavy line. The third may look like this when you draw it, except it's has some degree of verticalness. It is energy. It is representative of any form of energy. And that could be anywhere from bioenergy, we feel in your human body, or any sort of biological energy. Could be chemical, mechanical, electrical, nuclear, paraphysical energy. It doesn't really matter. Energy. Number 4, this straight up and down mountain looking thing is a mountain. Could be a hill, could be anything having to do with, looks like a pyramid, however you draw it, anything that gets semi close to that. Remember, you're not trying to duplicate these, and you're doing them lightning speed. That's a mountain. A flat horizontal line is any flat surface, primarily land. Usually it's natural, but it could be that you're viewing a piece of wood. So that piece of 2x4 might be representative of a flat surface. So usually we're talking about land here. And then the last one, number 6, is anything involving a right angle, any type of right angle that you want. There are no right angles in nature. So that tells us right away it's a structure. Are you seeing that, Fortune?
Yeah.
Okay. It tells us right away it's a structure. The structure may be natural or man-made, because certainly there are natural structures present in nature. We've all seen them. A cave is a good example. That would come across as a structure natural. Yes?
I'm seeing, relationships to the four elements except for air, and as you were describing them, I thought, what if there was space? What if we were in space?
We often view space.
And then how would space be portrayed in that?
Space would come across usually as an energetic,
That's kind of what
but then when you decoded it in A,
Yes.
would come across as intangible. We've got an intangible energetic. What does that tell an analyst? Wow. Already in A, we know we're dealing with something that's space-like
Okay.
or vaporous. So, could come across, yes.
My last question, in B, when you're declared the ideogram, how many other options, if any, other than man-made or natural, are there?
None.
It's one or two.
Yeah. When we say man-made, it's simply not human necessarily. An egg would be man-made, but it could come from an ostrich.
A cooked egg, you mean?
No, an ostrich egg. Let's say you're viewing an ostrich egg. Well, it's both natural and man-made. In terms, rather than saying subject-made, most often man-made is linked with structure. But there are times, there's exceptions to every rule, of course. There are times when it might be something else. So, does that answer your question, Scott? Okay. B can only be one of these 6 things plus either natural or man-made. And the natural or man-made is optional. You don't have to put it down. But if you get a sense of it, usually in decoding this ideogram up in A, you will get a sense that it's either natural or man-made. Mountains, obviously, are always natural, for the most part.
Now, yesterday in the boat on the rough water, the rafting
Yeah.
trip, you have natural water in a man-made boat.
Yes.
Um,
Your subconscious will focus on the most interesting aspect to you. So there is no right or wrong. There only is what is. You could, didn't we only do one scan on that one? I think we only did one scan. I'm not.
was it possible to literally miss the boat?
Absolutely. I've got a famous story, and it relates to the ghost story that I told yesterday, when the ghost fell in love with the remote viewer. That remote viewer, in another session, is this a true story? Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely. When that remote viewer, who is a very sensuous woman, happened to be viewing another target, had nothing to do with the ghost. The target was, the objective was the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk. She described in excruciating detail the clothing worn by both of the Wright brothers. Missed the airplane completely. She was having a fashion day. And so her subconscious focused on that clothing, and she described in excruciating detail, 15 pages worth of detail on the clothing of the Wright brothers, and missed the airplane completely. That's not an invalid session. When combined with someone else's session, we have an even bigger picture of what's going on. Somebody else described the flight in the airplane. She described the Wright brothers. Put those 2 sessions together, an analyst would put those 2 sessions together and write a report that was very detailed. We have the flight, we have the clothing of the Wright brothers. Yes, sir.
Do you the concept of doorknobbing?
I'm not familiar with that concept. Maybe under another term.
The military viewers use that. It means that the first thing that gets your attention is, let's say the target is the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and the first thing that gets your attention is the doorknob to the room, and you spend your whole session.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm not familiar with the term, but yes, that's basically what happened with Rosie. She doorknobbed the clothing. That's what got her attention, and she became fixated on it and didn't ever do an exercise that expanded her view. Later on in the session, deeper into the session, you can do exercises that change your perspective and change your awareness. And had she done that, she would have seen that there's an airplane involved here in a historic event. Yes?
Do you always change your perspective, like whenever you are remote viewing something?
I would love to say that I do, but frankly, you lose perspective during remote viewing. And when you are working solo and without a monitor, there's nobody to bring you back into perspective. And your perspective could be such, if you're a strong-willed person such as myself, you could be leading that monitor and taking that monitor with you on your story. So I don't always change my perspective. Sometimes you just get it and you don't need to change your perspective. But there are a number of things you can do. You can move along a timeline. If you're looking at an event, you can view the time before it, you can view the time after it, you can view the event itself. You can shift your perspective to some distance above the event. Let's say you're viewing it from ground level and you want to see what it looks like from 500 feet directly above. No problem. At the speed of thought, you're up there. But you have to record and write down a command that does that. So the command would be, prepare to shift your awareness to 500 feet above the objective. Shift your awareness. And then boom, you're there. Speed of thought. But we'll get to that later. I'm jumping ahead.
If you're doing self-viewing, you only have one point of view.
Not at all. The more you view, and what I do, frankly, is I make a little cheat sheet that I set down next to me because I do lose my perspective. I have a cheat sheet where all of the various focus exercises, all of what we call the post-matrix exercises, are available to me. And I can simply look at that and say, and what happens, you're so connected with the objective that often, for me, what happens is what I need to do starts to glow off that page. It becomes highlighted. Everything else I lose focus on, and it says, oh, timeline. So I know I'm going to do a timeline. And then I look back again and it says, oh, blend. So I want to blend. I want to become that subject. Or morph. I want to morph with that structure. And you'll get all of that later. I'm sorry, I'm jumping it way ahead. Yes?
We had a little disagreement on how we understood to do the open collector, so I want to make sure that we got it straight. You drew 1, 2, 3.
That was a mistake.
Okay, so you do it as one. Explain that.
Here's the open collector.
Okay.
You number your scans, but you don't number the page.
Okay.
You don't do the 3 columns. Only in a defined collector which at the professional level we always do defined collectors.
Okay. So defined collector is actually better.
No, not necessarily. But
one of them's a lot different than the other two.
It
gave me a headache to put my 3 together and do an open collector out.
It actually is easier to do an open collector. Defined collectors are actually much more difficult to do, but there's no difficult aspect to it at all. But an open collector is a very simple, I've got my 3 scans here, I'm combining the data, and I'm writing down the order in which that comes. Boom, 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 boom. Tons of words.
We'll time to talk about that later, maybe, too, when we do it.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have another exercise.
You actually get that all together.
It does, well, you see,
It's a totally intuitive thing, like doing.
it's totally, the whole session is totally intuitive.
Right, but I mean, are you like looking at your stuff and then thinking about them, or are you just?
I'm not thinking it at all.
Putting your thumbs on the pages and.
Yes, absolutely. I'm touching those pages and I'm moving my hands over them. I'm extracting the energy from them, and this is all happening instantaneously.
So it's a new viewing, really. I mean, not really using the intellectual information you've gathered before. It's not an analysis of the other parts.
You're never analyzing the data. That's somebody else's job after the fact.
Okay.
During the session, you're never analyzing the data.
Okay.
You're trusting the data.
You just try, but you're not even bringing the data to mind.
Well, the data is in front of you, and so it is there fresh. It is there for you to prompt you into the collector.
But I mean, okay. But,
So you see red, and you say, well, gee, it's really reddish brown. It's more sophisticated.
But
or
so you
you
would go through each scan.
go through each scan. You're
intellectually
probing,
as well as feeling. Oh, probing.
not you never intellectually, intuitively.
Okay, but if you read red, you're reading that as an intellectual thing and saying, oh, it's really red-brown. That's what
No,
I mean.
you feel the difference. It's really reddish brown.
Okay, but at least you do read the things.
Of course.
Okay.
But you're reading it intuitively. You're looking at it and you're saying, well, this is important, that's important. You're organizing the data into a collector. You're collecting it. You're pulling it together. You've got 3 disparate and separate scans. Now you're collecting that data into one page.
Okay.
And you're collecting it on a more sophisticated level than you recorded it initially. And as you are doing this, the process of elimination and the process of organization that your subconscious is providing says that that's not red.
That's not right.
That's not red.
Not red.
You know, or gosh, here's a point you missed. And that point is there's clanging sounds occurring. So all of a sudden that's new data that gets recorded in the collector. Anybody else? Okay, questions? Back to the homework. Let me see the sinking of the Titanic session from everybody. As a matter of fact, bring it up. Everybody bring their sinking of the Titanic session up to the desk. That's B. Just want to take a look at your form, and I'm going to make comments on it. Bring them up. Come on, gather around here. This is the funnest part of the training, is looking at what people do. Bring up your sessions. Sinking of the Titanic.
These are blank because I didn't know how to operate, translate the ideograms.
Okay.
That's why I asked the questions.
That's okay.
I just put the forms down.
That's what this is about. Bring up your sessions.
Is the air conditioning on? It's very hot and stuffy in here.
It will be. It's an automatic system. Okay, who wants to go first here? Nobody. All
Well, I'll
right.
go first. I didn't do the homework except for just to get the structure down, so I didn't do any reading on it at all.
Okay, well, let's look at your structure.
And I wanted to be sure that the structure was accurate. That's why I asked the questions.
Okay, and, just as a general comment, I noticed nobody created a tag for themselves. Nobody did a transit line other than...
I did mine.
Well, that's
This
Bill?
is my tag.
homework header.
That's a transit line. Well, I want to see a full-page transit line, okay? I want all this space to be used.
Well, my hand's doing it subconsciously, so.
Keep doing it until you fill that page.
How do you mean?
Well, give me
I
your
mean,
pen.
draw it, yeah.
So we would take the tag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So you want the whole picture?
Ah, yeah, I want
It's
that.
the cover page too, the first page.
No, that's this page.
I thought we were just supposed to do the scan.
That's okay. What we want to do is we want you to practice what a session looks like in total.
Oh,
So you would set it up the same way for your practice as you would a real session. You'd create your own tag.
Emotional state, physical state, mental state.
Yeah.
And is that right?
Where's your super secret code name?
Well, I just used my name on it.
not
Because I
my
thought I was going to hand it in, you want to know who it was or something. I don't know.
Always use your super secret code name.
It's kind of fun, actually.
I'm Agent Triple X.
That's good. That could be your name.
Bill
So
is not his real
we
name.
want to see for any session that you follow the form and the protocols exactly, even if it's a practice session. Okay. Let me see ideograms.
That scan.
Water. Your form is scanned.
I already took
What's this word here?
it. It says up, around, down.
Soft, wavy, okay. Water, that's good. Okay, you'd all get water. You have a subject and a structure. Try to limit it to two subjects or multiple subjects and structure. Try to limit it to one ideogram at this point. Even though you're urged to do a complex ideogram, try to keep it one at this level, because you're looking like you're doing complex all the way through. Scan. Oh, keep it there. What's this?
That's sending
The subject. Okay. Yeah. Good probing. Okay. You need much more detail on your A. Okay. And what I would describe this as diagonal up, curving over, going back, flat, curving down, looping, and moving straight out.
Okay.
I want a lot of words there. Okay? That's what that pen did. That pen just didn't do per loop around.
In my head, I knew it was.
Yeah, but not in the analyst. An analyst half a continent away, a month from now, won't know what was in your head.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
I want detail in that A. And then you probe, that's good. It's soft, that's good. What is this?
I see. I got human beings, which is sort of, I realize it needs to be written out.
Standing human being? Yeah. But that's way too high level. You don't know if they're human beings, you just know that they're subjects. And what you would have here is the contour and the shape, and what you've got in your ideogram, you're not describing human beings, you're describing subjects. So what you're going to be saying here, you're feeling this and you're saying, well, what I've got here is curved and rounded.
Right.
That's the shape. That's the shape of a human being, curved and rounded.
Yeah.
Some of us are more rounded than others, but curved and rounded, that's what you would get as that description. That's good, okay. Right angle. Whose is this? Who's Billy?
Me.
Okay, Billy. On your thing, what you really got here is a complex ideogram. And this is really, actually what you've drawn is a dead subject because you didn't complete the loop. An uncompleted loop or a flat loop is usually indication of a dead subject. And at the Titanic, you're going to get dead subjects. And you put that into a structure, but you really have two ideograms. I want you to stop after the first one, because the second one will come through on the second scan. It's bursting to come out, and that's why it pops out here as a complex ideogram. Let the scans develop those ideograms. B, you declared a structure to be, but your dominant part of the ideogram is the subject. Hard, smooth. You've got the third part of the decoding of the ideogram in A is a description of the contour of your ideogram. It may be smooth, but this is also very curved. So you're missing the curved part of it. Okay? Maybe also be elongated curve in this case. And you've got a structure there, so water, salty, good, dark, movement, good. These are good C words, shadow, side, very good C words. Good one. Okay, A, B, okay. So you've gone through the form. Structure, big, man-made, mountain driving, little boat, okay. MM man-made? MM man-made?
Yeah, that's hard to see on the slide.
Okay. And these are good collector words. Problematic. What's this word here? Danger.
Mistake.
Hitting. Yeah, these are real good C words.
I wonder where those kind of higher order words come in. They come in the collector.
They come in the collector. More sophisticated words. So that's where they go. They go into the collector. You're probing your sketch, your pictograph, and you're getting these. Well, gee, it certainly is problematic. Certainly is danger. So that's where those words go. Because as we get deeper into the session, we get more detail. And you're moving away from the simple scans into more complicated and complex material, but not higher level material. She kept those words problematic. How can you break that down? It's a basic word, but it's more sophisticated. Danger is a much more sophisticated term than she might have written, not even written anything equal to danger. But scary, she had scary, so now she's described scary as danger. That's an even better description. So in going from the scan to the collector, she's gotten more sophisticated. Good progression here. Okay, let's take these back,
Now, this is actually called the protocols, these things that we're doing and how we're doing them.
The scans, the transit line, the scans, the collector, the general sketch, the matrix, the post-matrix exercises are all the protocols. The rules that we follow to occupy our conscious mind while we do these things.
So what's methods then? Because usually they say protocol is double blind and method is the technique, the specific school technique.
Method is the no somatic or TDS method,
Yeah.
but the protocols are what you are learning. You're learning the remote viewing protocols. They are virtually the same school to school with differences in terminology, and I don't think any school other than this one has a collector. I may be wrong, but I'm not up on all the schools. It's not my...
They all have matrix, don't they?
Everybody's got a matrix, yeah. The matrix is...
What define the matrix?
We'll get to the matrix.
Okay.
That's a lesson. Okay. Second, ideogram drills. Then pass in your ideogram drills. And then get a clean sheet of paper. Actually get 6 clean sheets of paper. We're going to drill some more on ideograms. After seeing your ideograms, I want to see, hand in your...
I did not do my ideograms.
Okay.
Now, I was unclear in the homework, you're just supposed to read page
That's,
after page
yes,
after page?
spontaneously, quickly, fast. So that you're kind of training your system, your hand-to-eye coordination, your subconscious mind to hand-to-eye. We're going to drill on ideograms.
We're going to do it this morning.
No problem. No problemo.
I haven't done them yet.
No problemo. Hello there.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Okay, everybody's got a blank sheet of paper. We're going to do an ideogram drill. I'm going to bark out an ideogram, and you are going to, in a lick of an eye, in a split of a moment, write it down. Okay? Quickly record it on a piece of paper without thinking. Everybody ready? Look up at what they are. Again, I'm going to go through them one more time. Subjects, sort of a loopy character. Water, sort of a wavy, horizontal line. Energy, sort of a dramatic, lightning boltish, angle-ish, kind of a vertical line. Mountain is up and back. Flat surface and land is a straight line. And a right angle in any way, shape, or form is a structure. Stand by. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Structure. Structure. Mountain. Subject. Mountain. Subject. Structure. Flat line.
Flat line.
Flat line. That's what we call it. Energy. Energy. Mountain. Water. 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 Subject. Quicker. I want them quicker. Mountain. Mountain. Structure. Water. Energy. 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 Structure. Subject. Land. Water. Water. Mountain. Energy. Subject. Land. Structure. Structure again. One more structure. Land. Subject. Mountain. That's as fast as you need to be. Thoughtless. Quick. Lightning fast. Don't think about it. Those two sets of 4 numbers are your diving board into the session. And as soon as you write them down, you're instantaneously writing that whatever it is, you're not thinking about it at all. And at first they look cockamamie and they don't look like what Mike drew on the board in his artistic excellence, but they are what your subconscious tells you this session is all about. Okay.
A wee bit of problem anticipating ideogram, because you guys just do one little ideogram. And
we do 3 ideograms minimum.
One at a time, though.
One at a
You
time.
go immediately after you finish that number.
Yes.
So how do you keep from like, oh, what's my ideogram going to be when you're writing the number?
You're not thinking about what your ideogram is. You never are thinking during a session. You're never thinking during a session. The more you think, the more your conscious mind is in control of what's going on. And we don't want that to happen.
Okay.
But even if you are thinking, which you're not supposed to do, but even if you are thinking, just trust that you're thinking of the right one.
All right.
Now I had a question actually, is that, what if you have a preponderance towards a certain one?
Oh, that does happen. You get into a rut. What you do is you realize you're in a rut, and I'm going to do some drills. On my own, I'm going to do some drills. I'm going to do 6 pages, 1 of each. And I'm just going to sit there and do mountains all day. And whatever the ones, I'm going to start with the ones I'm not drawing. If I keep drawing subjects, I'm going to go to structures. I'm going to start with structures. The last one I'm going to do is subjects. I'm going to reward myself at the end. And by the end, I get there, and I don't want to draw the subjects. I've made my point to my mind. Let's shift to Prue. You want to pause? Yes, Scott.
Well, I thought after the numbers, you do your doodle.
Well, your doodle is your ideogram. The doodle and the ideogram are identical, but you can only do one.
The transit line doodle is not the same as the...
Oh, I'm sorry, the transit line, I'm sorry, you're calling the doodle. That's to disengage your conscious mind, and it's not a consistent part of the session. It's a consistent part of the session, it's not an important part of the session.
Okay.
So you're doing this doodle simply to disengage your conscious mind.
You're not trying to interpret the doodle.
We never interpret the doodle.
And the ideogram does not come from the doodle.
No.
No.
It comes on, the ideogram starts on page 2.
No wonder. All right.
And then you write the code again and just start the ideogram immediately after